Our modern society has some dark dimensions that we will explore today. But let's not be all doom and gloom. There's almost always a way to convert insights about this reality into life hacks. What I've come to realize the older I get is that I've been played most of my life, and so has everyone around me. We all exist inside systems of control. There is so much bullshit and manipulation that it almost defies belief, but it's real. Take the food pyramid, for example. I first learned about it in high school. We were taught that grains were the basis of a healthy diet. Grains. Can you believe that? Only in recent years did it really sink in that this is complete and utter crap. Did you know the food pyramid was pushed by processed food companies with one goal: profit? It wasn't designed to keep you healthy. It was purely a marketing move, a calculated effort to get entire populations hooked on cheap, high-margin carbs. Cereal manufacturers didn't just influence these guidelines, they paid for them, lobbied for them, and built school curriculums around them. It was never about your well-being. It was about selling boxes of cereal and other factory products. And look at the result: rising obesity, diabetes, and chronic disease across entire generations, all while people thought they were eating healthily. But that's just one example. Once you start pulling on the thread, the whole setup starts to unravel, and what you begin to see is that almost every part of society is like this, designed not to empower you, but to manage you, to shape your choices, to keep you doing what they want. Before I get on to other topics, a good way to learn about nutrition is to watch any of the Alone solo survival TV series. The winners don't make pasta salads. They can only thrive on fatty meat. In the history of humanity, killing and eating animals was how we lived. The only real superfood is the natural combination of animal flesh and fat. You can live forever on that and nothing else. I also want to get into work, taxation, marriage, and more. Major systems in which we exist like cattle on a farm. Most people don't see the matrix because they've lived inside it their whole lives, but once you step back, it's clearer. These systems aren't designed for your freedom or success. They're designed to extract value from you, to shape you into a compliant worker and consumer, to make sure you keep moving along the conveyor belt without asking why. Once I found out about the food pyramid scam, it was an easy choice for me to eat more meat and cut out some of the rubbish food, and I've realised that, like a lot of men today, I've been doing other things to escape systems of control. A high income is not so important to me these days for several reasons. A big one was realising that you see little benefit from what you earn anyway. Tax is everywhere. You can lose nearly half on income tax alone. Then you pay tax on spending. The stuff you buy already has taxation built into the price, including consumer taxes, tariffs, and taxes on business profit. We're being squeezed by the government at every turn. The more income you make, the more you give to parasitic bureaucrats who waste most of the funds they collect anyway. And what is the point of earning all this money? Just to buy stuff? That's another system. We're constantly bombarded with messages around consuming, as if buying more and more stuff makes us happy. Studies consistently show small gains in happiness at best. Why work all the time just to pay taxes and fill your house with extra shit you never needed in the first place? Some people, like myself, are opting out by living more minimalist lifestyles. You can live with greater peace and security by getting off the consumer treadmill. Another thing we're doing is avoiding relationships. The whole divorce and family law system has been exposed for what it is, a factory for extracting money from men. Women are the clients and men are the ones funding our own demise. Just living with a woman creates financial jeopardy for a man in countries like Australia, even if you never get married. It doesn't matter what promises were made or how the relationship ended. If it goes bad, you're in trouble. Your house, your income, your superannuation, even your time with your own kids can be taken. The only way to opt out of the system, with the sleazy lawyers and women's advocates circling like vultures, is to go your own way. Avoidance is often the best policy. That's even the case with casual relationships. Men have virtually no rights when accused of anything. We're always assumed to be in the wrong. In Australia, they're now creating laws around coercive control. What these mean is that a man can be accused of abuse without ever laying a hand on anyone. You don't need violence to commit a crime. You don't even need a specific incident, just alleged patterns of behavior that are interpreted as controlling, like expecting accountability, questioning dishonesty, or asking who she's been spending time with. Everyday relationship tensions are being rebranded as abuse, and once that accusation is made, it can ruin your life, your job, your reputation, your ability to see your kids, and good luck clearing your name. The legal system is not set up for fairness, it's set up for containment. The man is the threat to be neutralized by those in power. Staying away from almost any system seems to work well. Have you ever been to a doctor who checked your cholesterol and then prescribed you statins? I'm not a medical doctor, but this is definitely one of the biggest scams out there. Cholesterol is natural. It's good for you. Your body produces it for a reason. It's essential for hormone production, brain function, and repairing cells. The brain itself is loaded with cholesterol, and yet we're told to fear it. The links with heart disease are tenuous at best, and statins have not been shown to significantly extend life, especially in healthy people. On top of that, many people report brain fog, memory issues, and reduced clarity after taking them. But they keep handing them out. The amount of money pharmaceutical companies make from statins has been estimated at over $100 billion globally. That's not medicine. That's a business model. And doctors, whether they mean to or not, are often just middlemen pushing profitable products. The level of corruption in society became so obvious during the COVID pandemic. In Australia, one of the first moves by the government was to ban the use of ivermectin. Can you believe that? A cheap, decades-old drug with a strong safety record, suddenly off limits in the midst of a public health crisis? Politicians and officials didn't just ignore this affordable and vital medication, they banned us from using it, putting lives in peril. That tells you everything. Meanwhile, they rolled out mandates for expensive experimental injections with risks and no long-term data. You were told it was about safety, but it was never about safety, just the opposite. It was about control and profit. It's a disgrace that mortality rates actually went up after the expensive injections were forced on us, and have remained elevated ever since. You can't even put trust in the medical profession without getting burned. Let's not be defeated by systems of control. For men, one of the most empowering things you can do is to reject being treated as less than because you're a male. You don't have to apologize for existing. Be proud of who you are. In most situations, you are the solution to problems, not the cause. In the presence of women and children, you are a source of safety and protection. You are never the threat. You can assert yourself in any situation in a controlled way without having to weaken your voice. Push back whenever someone tries to falsely accuse you or label your behavior as somehow toxic. It is their problem if they can't handle normal masculine conduct. We live in a time where men are considered a problem for being decisive, confident, or direct. Traits that were once respected are now treated like faults. In schools, boys are punished for being energetic. In workplaces, men are silenced by HR departments focused on politics instead of performance. In relationships, having standards can be framed as controlling. Don't accept the label. You're not the problem just because you're male. Being calm, being strong, being firm, none of that is wrong. You don't have to walk on eggshells for people who are unstable or looking for power where they don't deserve it. And when someone crosses the line, accuses you unfairly, or twists your words, stand your ground. Don't explain yourself endlessly. Don't grovel. Say what's true and hold your position. That's how you keep your dignity. Everyone, men and women alike, need to be independent thinkers more than ever before. The systems of control are all around us. If we don't think, if we're not prepared to be different, there is a guarantee that you will be exploited. You'll become a wage slave. You will eat crap food. You will buy the stuff and do the things they tell you. You will listen to the media and hold the beliefs they want. You will follow all directions the next time the government issues orders. We can't have this. We need to stand strong, be critical, be aware, and follow your instincts. Because the more you conform, the weaker you get. The more you doubt yourself, the easier you are to lead. You don't have to be loud. You don't have to argue with everyone, but you do have to stay alert. You do have to know where you stand. Start by noticing the patterns. When every news outlet is saying the same thing, ask why. When the latest crisis just happens to require more government control, ask who benefits. When your natural behavior as a man is labeled toxic, ask what they're trying to suppress. You're not crazy for questioning. You're not paranoid for thinking something's off. That voice inside you, the one that pauses before obeying, the one that says this doesn't feel right, you need to trust it. That voice will keep you from being used.